Hey everyone, Medium article video. This is an article that I actually wrote a couple of weeks ago. I've republished it today with some changes because things are constantly changing subtly in Furio. I'm just going to dive straight in and start reading through it, and as extra things crop up in my mind, I'll expand on them hopefully. So, when you first got into Furio, you probably thought you'd be very handsomely rewarded by the time your Furvault balance had grown to the max wallet amount of 27,777 Fur. I know I did, and I really did. If you've watched my earlier videos or read my previous Medium articles about Furio from last year, from 2022, I was very optimistic about how this was going to play out because I completely trusted the dev team. I thought that they were the most trustworthy guys with real integrity and determination to make their project succeed. Now, I'm not saying they're not, but they just seem to have gone very quiet, and we're all very disappointed. I'm certainly very disappointed. So this is not a dig at them or anyone, just acknowledging the facts. The facts are that we were told that there was going to be some Furio finance news, and we'd be kept up to date, and it's just been pretty much silent for the last few weeks. So moving on. The sad reality is having a maxed wallet now feels a bit like having a money tree that only grows real leaves. Bitterly disappointing. I really thought I was going to have a tremendous investment that was just going to be gushing money, and now you could say that was a stupid thing to expect, but given the way that they'd designed the project and launched it in a difficult time in the bear market, and it was going so well for a while, I don't think I was crazy to believe that it was going to work out really well. I think I was optimistic, sure. There's no point in getting into a DeFi investment like Furio if you think it's going to fail. Why would you put any risk capital in at all if you think it's going to fail? All the ingredients seem to be there for success, and I don't know what went wrong. Anyway, bitterly disappointing. But all is not lost yet. Here are your options. Now, I'm not saying that this is an exhaustive list of options. I've only got 6. There may be some other things that I hadn't considered, but I'm just going to talk you through these. Option 1: do nothing. There is not really any rush for you to do anything at all. Debatable. You can sit tight and wait and see what happens to the price of Fur. A lot of people are probably thinking that's the last thing you want to do, is sit tight and wait and see what happens, because it's only going one direction, down. And yes, we're almost under 5 cents now, which is heartbreaking. But you'll see from things that I say later on that I'm not sure that this is a bad idea, just sitting tight and waiting to see what happens. And I'll explain why. Not claiming your daily rewards doesn't have any negative impact on anything. Now, what I should have said more clearly at the beginning of this is the whole focus of this is what happens when you get to that max wallet status of having 27,777 Fur. You can't compound any further. What should you do? How can you maximize your rewards now? So not claiming, it doesn't have any negative impact on anything, apart from it does mean that the price is probably going to keep sliding down, and you might wish that you'd started claiming sooner, but I'll talk more about that further down here. Option 2: claim your daily rewards and leave them in your wallet. It's an option. Option 3: claim your daily rewards, use them to fund new wallets. This is what I'm doing. Example: claim daily and your reward rate will drop to 0.5%, which doesn't matter unless you want to save a bit on gas fees, in which case you could claim 3 times a week and your reward rate would settle at 1%, meaning you could claim slightly less in total per week you claim, I don't know if I'm explaining this clearly, but if you claim 7 times a week, you're going to claim 0.5% a day, because that's what your reward rate will drop to, 0.5%. So you claim, I don't need a calculator for this, but it might help to have a visual on the screen. If you claim 0.5% a day, 7 days a week, that's a total of 3.5% that you can claim. Okay, whereas if you claim 3 times a week at 1%, obviously that is 3. So it's a difference of 0.5% a week. If you only claim 3 times a week, you can save 4 days of gas by only claiming 3 times a week. So what I was suggesting here is that if you let your claim to Furio build up until you have 1,000, or probably more accurately to say till you have 1,100, then you can airdrop it to a new vault. Because of the 10% tax, you're going to lose 100 from that 1,100 when you airdrop it, and the maximum deposit in a new vault would be 1,000 Furio. So you would need to open, I think you still need a minimum 10 to open a vault, so I guess you'd need 1,090 something to airdrop to a new vault, a brand new vault that has 10 Furio in it, to be able to get it to the maximum deposit. That seems like a good option to me. That's definitely what I'm doing at the moment. I've got a whole bunch of extra wallets that I started a long time ago, and I've been compounding them, steadily growing them. Now I might as well just use my rewards from my maxed out wallets to grow the smaller ones quickly. It might be a total fucking waste of gas. I don't know. Who knows? Probably will be. But what else am I going to do, really, when you look at the other options? So I suggest keep doing this for as long as your patience allows. Because it's a bit of a tedious one. Option 4. Claim your daily rewards and sell them at a rate of 100 Furio per day. Note, I don't recommend this option, but it's your Furio, your decision. I'm just going to scroll down. I've got a screenshot down here. If you swap 100 Furio currently to USDC, you can hope to get, see where it says wallet there, that's what you would hope to get in your wallet, $3.42, which is peanuts, isn't it? It's crumbs of peanuts for 100 Furio. Is it worth it? Because the gas fee is going to probably cost somewhere near that, even if you're using one of the alt RPCs, like Anchor or Pocket. You're still going to be paying probably $1 or more in gas. So you realise a profit, or might not even be profit for you, realise a deposit into your wallet of a couple of dollars after you've factored in the gas fee. Is it worth it? I suppose if you do it 7 times a week, you've got $14. It's an option. So back to where we were. Option 5. Claim your daily rewards to Furvault. This is what I was doing. I even started doing this before I hit the max wallet amount. And I did amass quite a stash in the first wallet that maxed out. I've got 700 USDC in that Furvault. And I did do some claiming to Furvault on 2 of my other wallets, the ones that have maxed out as well. Along the way, I was doing like 1 claim a week to Furvault for a while, and I built up a little stash in Furvault in both of those. It's not paying much, but I will talk about that in just a moment. Or you can do a combination of all of the above, which is kind of what I've done, I suppose. Chopping and changing, having different ideas and trying different strategies. There are lots of options available to you when you think about it. It's not like there's no options at all. It's just none of them are going to be particularly profitable, unfortunately. My strategy has been to claim to Furvault every day on my first wallet. Once it hit max, I started claiming every day. I forgot that if I claim 7 days in a row, I get stuck at 0.5% a day, no matter what. I hadn't factored that in. I would have been better off only claiming 3 times a week to save on the gas fees, which, as we know, are rather high for the claiming process. With hindsight, I wish I hadn't claimed daily to Furvault. Now I can't get back from the 0.5% reward rate, which means I kind of have to continue claiming daily to try and outpace the declining price. I don't have to, and I don't claim every day. Some days I forget because it's not that high priority for me. I've got other stuff that I'm much more focused on, like ARC. I've got 2 other Furvault accounts at max wallet status, so I've got a total of 3 that are all at 27,777 now. I'm claiming from both of those 3 times a week. I learned from the first one. Now from the other 2 that I've maxed out, I'm only claiming 3 times a week. So I'm not paying gas 4 days a week, just not doing anything 4 days a week. There is another strategy that you could do, which is just claim 6 days, take a day off, claim 6 more. That would take you to 12 claims, and then do nothing for the rest of the 28-day period. I'm not sure if that's better or worse than what I'm doing. It doesn't really matter. Just there are lots of different options. So yeah, so I'm using the claimed Furio to top up several other smaller wallets. I've got just a quick rough count, about 7 other wallets that I'm topping up on a regular basis now. I'll get them all up to 1,000 in their deposits, and then I'll just compound them after that. Once I'm done with that, it'll take me to the end of May this month. I'll claim to Furvault 3 days a week on those other wallets, the 2 larger ones, the 2 maxed ones. So that means I'll be claiming 7 days a week on 1 and 3 days a week on 2. And that'll keep my reward rate at 1% on the 2 other ones. There's too many numbers in this, isn't there? But I hope what you can understand is I'm trying to say there's lots of different combinations, potential different strategies that you can try. The good old days are long gone. There was a time not so long ago when I was making nearly $10 a day from a 500 USD stake in the Furvault. Now I'm only making about $2 a day from a 700 stake, but it still adds up, and it does. And I've mentioned it further down. I collected from 3 Furvaults, just the rewards from 3 of them today, having let those rewards accumulate for a week, and I got $23. So what's that, like $90 a month? It's not going to continue at that rate, obviously, because the Furvault rewards are just going to keep reducing as there's less and less activity in the Furvault, and as the price of Furio continues to go down, which who knows where it's going to stop. If it will, could go under a cent. I don't think it will, because I do think the gas fees will make it prohibitive to claim or do anything if the price is that low. Claim to Furvault, claim directly to the wallet, whatever. People will stop compounding, and I'm not sure how this would eventually play out. Just going to wait to see and hope. Still going to hope that there's something around the corner. It's more than disappointing, and there's a little picture of me crying, but it is what it is. Until Furio development team does something, we just have to accept what we've been left with and try and make the best of it. The important thing, in my opinion, is not to completely lose hope. I feel like those words could have been in a better order. And start selling Furio for less than 5 cents. So that goes back to this image here. If you're selling it at the current price. I don't see any point in doing that. Selling 100 Furio would get you a little under $4 today, and it costs you nearly that much in gas. If you do need $4, it's $28 a week, isn't it? That you could maybe put to better use in another DeFi project, or buy some Bitcoin with it. Fair enough. Or you might just decide that it's not worth the hassle and the gas fees. Selling now could be a big mistake. I realise that's not a popular opinion, and since I first wrote this, I think that's going to be even less of a popular opinion. It could be a big mistake, because many investors just want to get whatever crumbs they can and move on, and I totally understand that. But what if the fuel price goes up? I know it's unlikely. I know. We've got to face reality. But imagine if it went up to 50 cents. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. It's not. We don't know what's around the corner. There's still a lot of liquidity in the in the kitty. What's being used for the bot that everyone's very upset about. That money just seems to be getting wasted every month. But I think the bot had a profitable month, didn't it, recently? There's still a tiny glimmer of hope, I think. And imagine if the price went up to 50 cents. Wow, that would just be incredible. And it's not beyond the realms of possibility. We don't know what impact the launch of Furio Finance could have. But I'm willing to sit it out and wait and see. I don't need that $4 a day. I don't. I'd rather build up some additional wallets and then just keep claiming to Furvault. Selling it directly for USDC right now doesn't interest me. But it might interest you, and I understand that. We also don't know the impact of a few good months of Furvault could have. Well, I still hold out some glimmer of hope for it to turn a profit. I know, crazy. Alright, nearly done. Please understand, I'm not trying to tell you what you should do with your maxed wallet. I'm happy for you to keep selling if that's what you want to do, because I'm not afraid to buy more Furio when it gets to 1 or 2 cents. That might never happen. Now imagine this, if it did go to 1 cent, I could buy 1,000 Furio for $10, I think. Um, 10 cents, no, 1 cent times 1,000, $10. I could buy a wallet with a maximum deposit in it for $10. I'm going to do it. You might think that's ridiculous, but why wouldn't I just buy 5 of them for that price, $50? I can afford to lose $50 on the off chance that the price might stabilize or go up to, even if it went up to say 10 cents, right? And stayed around that mark. I know it's ridiculous to think that. Kind of ridiculous, isn't it? And it's not like I desperately need the money because ARK's going so well. I'm really happy that I got into that when I did. So I'm not clutching at straws to try and extract any amount of profit that I possibly can from Furio, is what I'm trying to say. And if you feel like you've lost a lot of money, and I totally understand that you would want to try and get whatever you can out of it now, I don't think selling it is the best plan. I think claiming to Furvault or building up a few extra wallets and then switching to claiming to Furvault, build up a stronger position in Furvault and let the daily rewards accrue. Claim them once a week or once a month. You might find, like I did, that, see here, I claimed $23 today. That was a full week of Furvault rewards from 3 wallets. But it's $23 and it hasn't diminished my stake in any way. That's just the rewards generated from the Furio pools. So that similar amount hopefully will be there next week, probably a bit less, most likely a bit less. But you know, it's a few dollars. That what am I going to do with that 23? Well, I'll tell you, bought some elephant money tokens. I bought $25 worth of elephant tokens. I'm chucking all of my spare cash into that. Elephant money, the actual token itself, the elephant token, and also elephant money futures, which is subject for a different video on a different day. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to in here. What I was saying about buying cheap Furio was that I think it'll be worth it for me, just for you know, if it does go down to say 1 cent, I'll buy some more. Crazy as it sounds, fill my bags in the hope that one day things turn around. And I know it's probably, you're probably thinking, you're stupid to think that things could turn around from where they are now. Furio's it's not even a year old, is it? Look at Drip, over 2 years old. Now I know the price of Drip isn't great, but it's not going to 1 cent, is it? It's and some people don't like me comparing the two, but they're both daily ROI dabs. Drip arguably has a much stronger community, 100,000 plus investors, versus Furio. I can't remember how many there are in Furio. I just think there's still some potential for Furio. It was a great project. The mechanics of it really good. Yes, the 2.5% reward rate was probably just a bit too high, and the sell limits were imposed a bit too late. LMS, maybe not the best thing to have implemented on that project. And the same with the bot. Was that the right thing to do? I don't have an opinion about that. I know plenty of people do, but I just think the ingredients were all really good. Good team. You might disagree with that. Fine if you want to disagree. I thought the Chris's were great. I thought their communication was excellent. Their intentions were really good, I thought. And I find it really hard to believe that they have deliberately done anything underhand in this project. I think their intentions all along were to create a really good DeFi project and help a lot of people generate some real long-lasting passive income and revenue streams. I still believe that, and I want to see what happens. So I'm going to keep compounding on my smaller vaults and adding to them from the rewards from the larger ones. I'll keep claiming from Furio pool each week, and I'll either throw that money back in to buying some really cheap Furio, or I'll keep pumping it into Elephant. So there you go. I just wanted to share that with you. I hope you found that helpful. That's all I've got. Over and out.